I don't need to see anymore.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Our boy Lonnie Walker passed the test. The San Antonio Spurs tested him, and I would say he most definitely passed. So here's the question, okay? A lot of people have been questioning Lonnie Walker all season long, whether or not Lonnie Walker will be that guy. Will we get to see Houston Lonnie again? Will that ever happen again? And the answer is yes, and unfortunately no. But with that being said, I don't necessarily believe that we will get, you know, the Donovan Mitchell Lonnie Walker that we were all hoping and praying for. Even Donovan Mitchell himself said that Lonnie Walker really reminds him of himself. I've said it. I'm on record saying I think that he could be the next Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, completely wrong. I do not think that he'll be Donovan Mitchell. Their playing styles are very similar, but at the same time, sometimes Lonnie still gets in his own head. Now, I do want to talk about something. I want to talk about the stats because I want to get the objective approach out of the way, like as quickly as possible. So yes, if you look at the averages, not that great. 12.1 points, 2.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists. And honestly, if you look at his stats, even, you know, previous years, it hasn't grown that much. Not enough for you to really get super excited about. So Lonnie Walker, in my opinion, is in a very sweet spot. And what do I mean by that? Well, we can offer him $6 million, and I think that obviously he'll get more than that. But I think my max will be about 10, because I'll tell you what, I think Lonnie Walker is one of those players where he's very valuable to what we do. To the San Antonio Spurs, he's very, very valuable. But unlike a Derek White, I don't know if a lot of other teams have seen Lonnie Walker and really could find a definite place for him, not necessarily spending a lot of money on him. Now, if the Spurs just let him go, oh, easy. He's going to get another job. Easy. But I think if the Spurs just say, we'll offer you 10. And if a team say 11 and the Spurs say 12, I just feel like it's just a feeling, okay? I know facts over feelings, but this is just a feeling of mine. I think that the Spurs will be able to pull that out. I think they'll be able to bring him back without very little pushback, okay? I don't necessarily think this is a Boban situation where it's like his size, you just cannot ignore it, and the Spurs just say, oh, we're out of that one. Or Kyle Anderson, where his skill set is just so universal throughout the league. You can use him on every single team. I just don't think Lonnie Walker has that, and he's been very inconsistent this season, where it's very easy for any team to see this and see his stats and say, oh, he hasn't really gotten any better. But me watching it, okay, me being a Spurs fan, I will say, okay, with a lot of confidence, it's subjective, but with a lot of confidence, I would say Lonnie Walker's a better player than he was last season. Now, starting off, very inconsistent, okay? Start off with 17, we were like, oh, he's that guy. And then 6. And then when we got to 17, we were like, oh, he's that guy. 21, oh, he's ready. 14, 4, 10. Like, he really fell off. It was on and off all season long. But one thing happened that really helped Lonnie. And I think that not only is because the season was kind of coming to an end a little bit and he got to get his payday, but I think also it was just enough time for Manu Ginobili to get to him. And I guarantee you that trade deadline, it probably scared your boy just a little bit, okay? Probably just a little bit. And after Derek White got traded, my opinion, I saw a much different Lonnie Walker. Even these games, which is like, 5 points here, 8-6. Overall, he played very good, like really good. Not only that, I saw glimpses of Houston Lonnie quite a bit in the fourth quarters. I saw him come alive, okay? Come alive in the nighttime. I don't even know what song is that? It's like stuck in my head, but I can't even come alive in the night. I don't know. But we saw Lonnie Walker at a very good level, okay? A reasonable level. Now, obviously, like I said, won't be a Donovan Mitchell, but maybe he can be a bench version of that. So going forward, it's one game in particular that I want to talk about because I mentioned this before, and this is one of those things that I was talking about, that if you didn't watch the games, you would just assume it was really poor. So this game in particular, in which he had 12 points, 5 for 9, 1 for 5 from 3, 1 for 2 free throw, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 steals. Other than the 2 steals, block, and the field goal percentage, you would think that this is a very lackluster game. But when I watched it, I have to tell you, it might have been my favorite game of Lonnie's this season. I mean, I truly do mean that. Now, I said this before, but let's just talk about it really quickly. So Keldon Johnson had 21, Devin Vassell had 22, and you would think that they would have been the standouts. No, they were just, consistent scorers, did their thing, did well. But the ones that really stood out was Josh Primo and Lonnie Walker. Lonnie coming off the bench, I have to tell you, he really energized Primo. They were really feeding off of each other, and every single shot, I guarantee you, every single shot Lonnie Walker had was something that was impressive, something to marvel at. So overall, I think that Lonnie Walker we want to see is still in there. It's just a matter of opening it up and opening up that gate, because overall, he said himself that he's become a better player under Monta Ginobili, and we've seen that ever since the trade. It's just no denying that Lonnie Walker has been that guy ever since the trade. As we can see, just going over it really briefly, got traded right around here, and not too long after, 17, 21, 17, 23, 22, 22, 30, 5, 13, but he only had 18 minutes in that 5-point game, 11, 20, 22, 20. You got 12, obviously, and I think this is one of the more impressive games, 8, 6, 24. So, look, Lonnie Walker is probably not going to be who we thought he was, okay? He's not going to be a superstar necessarily. I just don't see it. Now, does he have everything in his capability to become that? Yeah, like he has the athletic ability. He has a good size to him. He has pretty good defense. Look, he has it. He has everything in his arsenal to do it. He has the handles, but it's just something about his head that sometimes he's just getting in his own head. And I don't know if that's going to change. It's definitely gotten better this season, but I don't know if it's going to change. And it would have to change drastically for him to become a Donovan Mitchell type player. And I just don't see that happening. Not at this point. I know he's still young, but not at this point. But where he's at right now, if he just grows just a little bit, let's say he just gets like 10% better, I would say by far Lonnie Walker will outplay his contract, because right now, even with him being, making about $4.5 million, I will say that overall he's slightly playing over that contract. Like, he's doing very well this season, and I have no doubt that going forward, if the Spurs signed him back, that he wouldn't outplay that as well. He's a bench player, he's a spark plug, but he has enough in his arsenal where I think that he'll be better than a lot of players coming off the bench, and that's just my take on it. So I love what I've seen from Lonnie Walker this season. I think that he was tested, as a lot of players were, and I would say that Lonnie Walker most definitely won that test. He won it. He passed it. Okay, maybe like a B minus. Anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, it's only $2 a month, Patreon and YouTube members. I'll give it to you guys later. Until next time, deuces.